You ready?
Yeah.
I'll do this a bit fun, don't Okay, so the main reason that you wear gaiters when bushwalking is first of all to stop spiky bits of grass and stuff from sticking to your socks as you're walking along. So anyone who's done hiking through long grass knows just how annoying it is when you come out at the other end of the field and your feet are just covered in spiky bushes. So, and also another big use of gaiters is it stops stones from getting inside your shoes. So when there is a stone inside your shoe, it's pretty hard to carry on. Any normal person can only stand a few minutes with a stone in their shoe before they have to take the shoe off. And also, when you are wearing gaiters, your shoelaces won't come undone. So another factor. So just the basic reasons for wearing bushwalking gaiters. And these gaiters I'm holding here are 8-ounce canvas gaiters. So they're standard bushwalking gaiters. An 8-ounce canvas should be enough to stop most nasties from getting through. And when fabric companies refer to 8-ounce, what they mean is it's 8 ounces per square yard of fabric. So a yard being 0.8 of a square metre. So about 12 months ago, I was walking through the bush and I came across a few snakes, and I decided that 8-ounce canvas is just not enough to protect you from the snakes that you find in the Australian bush. But bear in mind that Australian snakes normally only have very small fangs, so even the largest inland taipan or the largest brown snakes, normally their fangs are only about 2 millimeters in length. But it did occur to me through bushwalking that a regular pair of 8-ounce canvas gaiters with a pair of lightweight hiking shoes is just not enough to protect you from things like spinifex grass in the desert. So here I've got a pin, just wanted to demonstrate just how easy it is to penetrate a pair of cross-trainer lightweight hiking shoes. As you can see, the pin just goes straight through. So the fangs of a snake, theoretically, if it came in on the right angle, it could penetrate ultra-light hiking shoes, and it could even penetrate 8-ounce canvas. So I just place that pin back in the shoe once again. So that's why I switched to wearing heavier duty leather shoes and these 22-ounce canvas gaiters, which I've had especially modified. So what I did is I took a regular pair of 8-ounce canvas gaiters and then had an alterations expert add this extra layer of 14-ounce canvas. So what you're looking at is 22 ounces of canvas. I like to think that 22 ounce is thick enough to stop just about any snake from biting my leg. So of course, wearing gaiters for snake protection, you are only protected below the knee. So gaiters only protect you below the knee. I'll just put these on just so you can see what they look like. So reinforcing on the inside of the heel. Now in this video we are definitely not endorsing any company at all. These gaiters I'm wearing are Cedar Summit. Cedar Summit is the brand name. Now if you had have spoken to me a couple of years ago, once upon a time I would have told you that these are the best gaiters you can come across. But unfortunately what's happened with the last few shipments of Cedar Summit 8-ounce gaiters is they're gradually cutting costs. So every year for the last few years I've noticed that with each batch that comes from the factories in China, they are cutting the stitching down, and the latest shipment I saw didn't even have the inner heel patch. So we're definitely not endorsing this company, but if you are lucky enough to get your hands on some old stock of Cedar Summit gaiters, definitely I would recommend the Quagmires. So gaiters, for me personally, I wear gaiters no matter what terrain I'm hiking in, whether I'm hiking in the snow, in the desert, in the jungle. So what you're looking at here is a pair of Gore-Tex gaiters, which I use in winter for hiking in snow, along with a pair of waterproof leather and Gore-Tex shoes. So the main reason that you wear Gore-Tex gaiters when you're hiking in the snow is to stop snow from getting inside your shoes. So combine your waterproof gaiters with your waterproof shoes and your waterproof pants, and you do have a really good wind block, waterproof sort of wind block from the elements, particularly when you're at the summit of a mountain. And in fact, the name of these gaiters, they are called summit gaiters, cedar summit. So another commonly asked question with gaiters is, are they comfortable to wear? And the answer is that because they protect your leg from all those annoying things that, you know, scratch your lower ankle when you're walking through bush, or in the case of, you know, snow inside your shoes, the answer is that once you become comfortable with wearing gaiters, you really won't feel comfortable without them. They are extremely comfortable. So a pair of 8-ounce canvas gaiters like the ones I'm holding here, they weigh 346 grams, so that's the total weight between both gaiters. So there's two of them there, so it's about 175 grams on each leg. So not much heavier than a really thick pair of socks actually. So the Gore-Tex gaiters are almost the same weight, they weigh 360 grams. And one of the most commonly asked questions I get about my snake-proof gaiters is, aren't they too heavy with that extra layer of 14-ounce canvas? Well, the answer is that the 14-ounce canvas has only added about 70, 80 or to 80 grams of weight onto each leg, so that the overall weight of these snake-proof gaiters are about 260 grams on each leg. But I can walk around with complete and absolute confidence that I'm almost 100% protected from snakebite. On the other hand, if I was in deep desert, next to a 3-meter long inland taipan, which is probably Australia's most deadly land snake, and if that sucker did come in on the right angle at the right moment, who knows, and he did hit the weakest point of these pants, there may be an actual chance of his fangs penetrating. So let's just call them 99.999% Australian snake proof. Just flip these sausages over while we're here. Add a couple more on. Another tip for footwear and protecting your feet when you're bushwalking is a piece of advice I'd give to everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're hiking in snow or jungle, is when you do go to sleep at night, never leave your shoes unattended. Never leave your shoes just outside your tent on the ground. And there's a lot of reasons for that. You may be deep in wilderness and you cannot afford to lose your shoes. If you lose your shoes, can you imagine having to walk 10 or 20 kilometers through jungle or desert without your shoes? Or in some situations, for example in the snow, it could be life-threatening. And just one example of that is, for example, in the Australian desert, there have been cases where wild dogs, namely dingoes, will actually, just through sheer boredom, will come into campsites at night and just run off with people's shoes, blankets, food, whatever they can take. And in Tasmania, I know of a story of a family who were hiking on the overland track, and a Tasmanian devil has actually taken one of the shoes of one of the children. So that child has then had to spend the next 3 days walking out of the wilderness with only one shoe. So a fun hiking trip can turn into sheer agony if you have to walk 50 kilometers with only one shoe in Tasmania.